thought I took that off. There we go. That was better. What's up, people? What's up? Welcome, welcome. We are doing a Shazam review. Now, I know I said in the title said spoiler free, but we've been doing spoilers all this time, so don't even worry about the spoiler free stuff. We're going to do spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want it to be spoiled, then you might as well click off or, wait till you've seen it to come back to this video, but we're going to be spoiling it. I have my boy Danny Graham in the house, Mr. Comic Chat. Tell the people about yourself, sir.
What up? What up? It's me, Comic Chat. You can find me on Monday nights on Chaos Central, 1 to 3 shows with Anzo and Chris Knight. We do a round table. In fact, we got two going on now: the Mandalorian round table and also the Bad Batch round table, which whenever we can get to them. And also tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me on Storms Live with Robert Anzo when you can join us, Gascar and Adam. And of course, sometime I drop it on Anzo's show on Wednesdays, the OOC, and Gascar's show, the Hangout. So I'm here and there.
Absolutely. Next up is my brother from another mother, Canadian guy, Chillmonger. Talk to the people, sir.
Yes, it's my favorite YouTuber, Chillmonger, and 2 words: recast T'Challa.
Oh my
god! Really?
Thanks for the support, guys.
They already did it. You just don't like it.
You know what, Danny? I was a little slow, but I'm gonna have to give him one.
Shut the fuck up.
I
Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain, where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
Yes.
Is there any vibranium on that mountain?
You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it if it's in Wakanda. But no, we did not recast someone. You cannot recast someone who's not in the first movie. It's not a recast.
Oh my lord. What up, Gus? What up, Tony Robinson? Thank you guys for popping in. And other than the T'Challa stuff, we are going to get into Shazam. It came out, went to go see it. Danny, what are your initial thoughts of the movie?
Okay. I'm not going to say, and I'm going to stick to I'm not going to call this movie trash or garbage. It's not. But I was just highly disappointed. And I'm going to pick out some points based on the rules that movie set. Not nothing that I try to put in there, but the rules that movie set. I'm going to show you where they wasn't consistent with it. You can call it plot holes, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think I'll go see this again. I'm not going to pay to go see it again. I was just disappointed. It's not what I thought it was going to be.
I agree. Chill?
This is a movie that I will enjoy the second time that I see it. It does have rewatch value. The plot twist that they do with the character who is the love interest of Freddie Freeman is now the second time around. I'm going to watch it and be like, how did she act for those bullies in the beginning? There's going to be a lot more and knowing that Lucy Liu's character was more evil than Helen Mirren's character. I'm going to be watching that the second time around to try to look for the clues of what was given out away. There is more in the second viewing that I'll enjoy from this. And the second viewing, I'm not going to be mad that they showed Wonder Woman from the neck down, because from the first viewing, I'm like, what a waste of resources. You guys are just showing me how you don't have your ish together, DC, and how you guys can't get your actors. That's all I was thinking about when I saw the first the dream sequence at the restaurant. But now I'll actually enjoy it.
Man, I said this before and I'll say it again. When that scene popped up, I was like, why does he look like a monkey? Like, did you look at that CGI and think like, oh, this is a good idea? To me, and me and my son both said it's like, he looks kind of like a monkey right there. But, it's just a nitpick on that scene. I'm on Danny's level. Well, I say it's trash, but I call everything I don't like trash. So let me just clear that up. I didn't like it. I didn't think that the jokes hit at all. Like, there were a few that made me laugh, but the jokes didn't hit. Some inconsistency with the villain, which I'll get into, that I didn't like as well. So we're gonna get all to our dislikes. We're gonna get into all our likes, but overall, yeah. I watched it twice because the first time I fell asleep.
Well, when the dad finally realized, okay, so the lightning holes on the roof, is that because of you guys? Did you laugh at that joke?
I was like, you're a dumbass. You could have better figured that out.
it has some good moments. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Oh, the
not gonna
mom
say the
was
movie
hot
didn't have.
in the bed. I was like,
Oh
damn,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too, Danny. I was like, oh wait, she got on
bam, that gets a
little
thumbs
shorts
up.
over there. And there's some good moments in the movie, but like I've said on Nerdman screen, if the good outweigh the bad, then I'll like the movie. But if the bad outweighs the good, then I'm gonna have an issue with it. You know what I mean? And I think the bad outweighed the good in this movie, and we'll get into that. But first, we'll get into our positives. I'll start with you, Chill. What are your positives of this movie? What did you like?
Most that I liked was the handling of the villains.
Mhm.
That it was so necessary to have just those three, and it never felt anything like they wanted to, oh, we have females in our movies because there's females. Everything felt good. And even when you think about the background, what's her ethnicity? Lucy Liu's ethnicity. Let's just say Asian. And then they got a
Yeah.
Latina also. All right, that's what I'm talking about. And when we talk diversity, we also think of age, right? Helen Mirren's old ass was in here, and it balanced all of the different unique oh demographics perfectly fine. Now, that's probably not my best thing. That's a cherry on top, but it's a
Mhm.
refreshing thing to see that in a movie.
I got you.
But the best thing was just the lighthearted family nature of the theme of everything.
Well, you
The
get that
beautiful,
diversity with the Shazam family, chill.
you got the diversity in the Shazam family as well. Isn't that crazy good? Like this, it gets points all over, and it's beautiful. These villains were made for the movie. They are not specifically comic book villains. I remember hearing that from K-Dot might have told me this, but that's a plus. Like if I love that, and rather than changing an established villain, you just make new ones, and it worked for me as someone who liked it and didn't think that it was a trash movie. I think it was just a plus. That's part of the
Wait,
movie, though, was the theme of it and the lighthearted nature of everything.
so these villains are not comic book villains?
No, never
No,
heard of him.
Okay, okay, interesting. And Danny, your positives?
I really like the cameo because the old guy in the red shirt, that was the original Shazam from the Billy the Kid
Mm-hmm.
Shazam show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, that's pretty tight. They got him in there. I didn't think he was still living. That was pretty cool. I like diversity, like what Chill said. Um, I kind of like some of the interaction with the family, how the mother really loved him and she wanted to see him before he went and fight, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the villains, I didn't have a problem with the villains. They were like each one had a different role, and I don't hate the villains. I gotta wait. I'm gonna say what I don't like so bad, but I'm trying to think of good things.
how about the flying? That looked good. Special
Yeah, I
effects,
mean the
the
special effects
dragon.
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The dragon, it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I'm
Did you
just used
think
to
the
seeing
wood was a
fire.
design flaw?
I'm just used to seeing fire breathing dragon, all that light or whatever he had, and he only didn't do it a few times. I think they didn't let him be a real dragon to me. Because I know he had that fear paralysis flame, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm used to seeing the dragons like breathing fire and fucking stuff up. But it wasn't bad. I had no problem with special effects, none at all.
Okay.
And I love the runtime, 90 minutes, perfect. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So I had like I said, like I didn't. Okay, I say everything is trash, but it had some good moments in it too, right? Like there's a scene where he's going to try and save Mr. All Powers, whatever, when they first find out, like Hella comes over there and he's flying through the buildings and she's doing a little thing and the buildings are all flipping apart. I really enjoyed that part. There were a few jokes in it that did hit, like when Megan's good character was on the horse and she was taste the rainbow, mother, and then they cut it out. I chuckled at that scene too. I thought that was funny. Um, what else did I
Oh,
like?
it's funny. I would disagree. I would pull that scene. We don't need the
Really?
kids swearing. No,
Kids square, man. That's what they do. No, no, no. That's what they do.
not
You
that
know
kid. That kid doesn't swear.
why not? All kids.
She's the opposite of a swearing kid. Get the other kids to swear.
Yeah, but when you in that type of a mood and she just seen like, you know what I mean? She just seen unicorns, which she's loved throughout the whole, from the beginning of the movie. So she's like, yeah, taste the rainbow, mother effers. Yeah, that was funny. What was the other joke that hit? There was another one that hit. Um, Can't remember it right now. But like I said, there was a lot of positives that I had in this. The dynamic with the parents was good, and
I
the
got one more
dynamic with the whole family. Yeah,
positive
go ahead,
too.
Danny. Okay.
The guy, the kid with the cane, Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was really funny. I liked all of his quirkiness. I thought
Mm-hmm.
he was the funniest thing about the movie.
I
Him,
agree.
his
It was
jokes and
good.
stuff, and his quick wit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. I like him better than Billy.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into Billy too again, right? But I agree with you. I think a lot of the dynamics between the family was good. I really enjoyed that, And then, like you said, when the mom said at the end, "I want to see Billy. I want to see how you really look." Billy was concerned about, basically getting kicked out of the house, and he's like, "Don't worry." And she's like, "No, I'm never gonna kick you out." I thought that was a good moment. It didn't
Yep.
make me tear up like a few people did, but I thought that was a good moment.
Yeah.
Um, so pretty much had a few positives, but we get into the negatives because I think the negatives are what's really going to, you know, bring anything.
What up,
Go.
guys? Scar?
What up, guys? Chill. I mean, Danny. First, go with your negatives,
Okay,
Danny.
I'm going with the rules that this movie established.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we all agree that that magic staff is like all powerful, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When they first came in there, when they grabbed it, they immediately got powered up. Even when it was broken in two, each one got some kind of power boost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why, when they asked Shazam to fix it and he had the full staff, he didn't get no power boost, was able to break through that? That made no sense to me. You got the
True.
full staff in your hand. You saying your magic word that powered you up, and you didn't break. You couldn't. I was like, you Shazam. You're thousands
Mm-hmm.
of years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing I thought was crazy. Okay, it showed that they were faster than the Atlas sisters because 2 or 3 times they outran them. And one time he outran them and got the staff. So why didn't he outrun her, get in a position, and zap her and take their powers? He never once tried that. They took everybody else's powers, but he
Good
never
point.
once tried to take the powers.
Yeah. Good point.
He stuck inside there. He want to sacrifice himself instead of using his super speed to get behind her or whatever and zap her powers that would end the fight.
Yeah. Good
I'm like,
point.
why the hell? Why is he doing all this
Maybe he
when
know
he's
that
faster?
he didn't know that the Atlas sisters could have their powers zapped away. Like
They've been zapping their powers the whole movie, chill. The
but
whole movie. They zapped everyone else with their powers except his.
he doesn't have the wisdom of Suleiman.
Okay, that's another one I'm gonna say. He got the strength, the endurance, the speed, all that stuff, but not the wisdom. Why didn't that transfer over? He got every other attribute of Shazam except the smarts.
Yeah, I guess he
And
wasn't that wise.
and no, but he got other stuff when he's Billy. But when he's Shazam, he got every other power except the smarts.
Okay, did
What's
the
wrong with
other
that?
people exhibit some great wisdom of Solomon though? No. The
No,
only
no,
time
no,
wisdom
no.
of Solomon's been used was when I watched Black Adam, and they're like, "Why does he speak English all of a sudden?" Oh, he got the wisdom of Solomon. So all the wisdom of Solomon is just
But I'm
translation
saying that's
abilities.
not consistent though.
There's
Okay,
no inconsistency.
okay, let's give you that. I'll give you the argument. Okay, you're in the Rock of Ages where you got all this stuff, and the wizard ain't tell you how to use none of it or access none of it. Then your brother find this room with this magic pen that can tell you everything. You just gotta ask it. But they don't ask how to defeat these sisters. They just ask, just give us a brief synopsis on them. I be asking, how the hell can we defeat them? How can we trap them? They done none of that stuff, and they got a whole library full of stuff and a magical pen that can tell you anything that you ask. But they did not ask how to defeat them. What sense does that make?
That's a good
I have
point too. That I never thought about that.
Let me make an excuse for it, and this is a
Uh-huh.
pure excuse, Danny. You're right, but I'm just gonna say for my enjoyment, they did ask off camera. They asked, and he didn't have the answers.
Okay.
No, that's a good. You know what, Danny? I never even thought about that. Yeah, why not ask the pen how to defeat them? You're
I broke this shit
100%
down. And all the
correct.
time, these other motherfuckers used to be trying to corner me up. Like, okay, I'm gonna use your own shit against you. You got the magic pen that can tell you everything. How the fuck do I win? They ain't asked none of that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
And
that's why I was
and
like,
and since they don't have the wisdom of Solomon, they wouldn't have known to ask that question, right?
Hmm.
and then okay, you got the the cave, whatever they call it, the Rock of Ages, look like a at the fairground. What the hell? I mean, then you see 7 chairs up there. You don't ask the PM who the 7th chair is supposed to be, or is he good, bad? I mean, who's the 7th chair? Nobody asked any of that stuff.
Yeah, I
To
agree.
me, that was crazy.
I agree.
So,
Said I'm with Danny on this one. What's good? What's up, Intelligent Psycho? What's up? What's up? Thank you for
Nope.
popping in. Chillmonger, negatives.
Let me say something nice about the pen. It had a lot of swag. It emoted. It was a good pen. Steven, great pen. So one negative is that when Mary Marvel was being chased, and I think it was the staff that they were pointing at her to make her lose her powers, and she was up flying. Now, before she actually was hit and turned into human form, her cape was burning because I guess she just missed one of the shots. I don't like that. I think that if the cape can burn, then the cape is an extension of you. It's a part of you, and that should be enough. And I want to look back to where Freddie Freeman earlier in the movie, he didn't exactly touch the staff. He used one of his little canes to touch the staff. He said Shazam. So when you show me that, now I think of, okay, now physical contact doesn't need to be made for these spells and this magic to work. So like later on when I see Mary Marvel getting shot with the blue energy from the staff, which is supposed to depower you, I don't want to see that your cape is on fire, but you're still powered. Your cape should, everything should be gone.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand what you're saying, because if it's touching the staff with his cane gives him power, then why does the staff not take away the power when it touches like the cape or something on the suit of them, right? Yeah, I feel you, because it is attached to her on her body. So I understand that. Anything else?
Yeah, probably some other things I can't think of right now. It'll come up later on, but it wasn't a perfect, flawless movie. Too many characters, too many. The one that was too many character was the mother when she was trying to get him to call her mom. That plot line wasn't really necessary. That we could have made this runtime a little shorter if we didn't have that. Because I'm not going to see a Shazam Part 3. Like, this is the end of the DCEU. So because it's a dead end, don't try to build on what's going to happen with him after he hits 18. I don't care.
Let me ask you another question.
Go ahead.
What do you feel about the guy being gay? Is that forced?
Pedro. Well, it was forced because they put it in there when sexuality had nothing to do with anything. So it was forced, but at the same time, it was like a nothing scene. They made a joke out of it.
I kind of chuckled when they were watching a baseball game and he had a picture of the baseball player.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of funny. Oh my God.
But yeah, I agree. I think
with check boxes.
Yeah. Do you think it was forced though, Danny? Because I don't really think
they
it was forced
didn't harp
either.
on it.
Right.
They like said it, boom, got off of it. So I mean,
right. But like Chill said, it was there. You know what I mean? For
purposely there.
Yeah.
Like whether or not it hijacked the movie, the answer is no, it didn't. But they wanted the world to know that a character in this movie, not the top lead character, but maybe the 9th character on the casting, happens to like males.
Mm-hmm. Because if everybody knew already, right? Because they're like, yeah, we know. Then okay, they know. So there's no reason. You could have showed that one picture, one scene where he's looking at the dude in the magazine, and that would have been enough. You know what I mean?
It wasn't enough. I had an inkling that's what they were going for, but I didn't know for sure until he said it later.
Really?
I didn't know. I wasn't certain.
Oh, I knew when they look at that game and he was looking in the book and the guy in his underwear.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah. Right away. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what they're going. It's okay. That's fine. You know, I have a lot of negatives. All right. So first problem is the beginning scene, right? Where Hella's talking and she's like, you don't know what kind of champion he picked. He's always picking good champions and this and that. And then it cuts to Zachary on the couch saying I'm an idiot.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, come on,
funny.
man. You found it funny? I didn't like it.
I thought it was funny.
I didn't like it. I think because I that scene's in the trailer or whatever, but I was just like, the way they did it, you know, I get it. They do those things in movies all the time. And if any other movie done it, I would call it out as well. I just didn't like it. I was like, okay, whatever. We already know from the first one he's an idiot. So, and even to call himself an idiot when you're supposed to have the wisdom of Solomon, you know what I mean? So But the whole scene, he's on the couch with the pediatrician and stuff like that. I was in the trailer, so I kind of like didn't really issue with that one. I have a hit issue with the villains. Everybody said they like the villains, but I have an issue with the villains because at the beginning of the movie, right, they are in that museum and they turn kids and women and everything to stone. Everything. Didn't care. Helen was the one that told Calypso to tell the dude to walk off the ledge, walk off the building, right? All of a sudden, she freaking cares about them destroying the planet by granting the apple there. I'm like, why?
Okay.
Well, I think she wanted it on her home because it was meant to be there. I don't think she wanted to give that precious gift, so to speak, to Earth. That's the vibe I got from it. I don't think she give a damn about humans. She's like, no, we want it here. We don't want it there.
But I got that too, right? I got that too. But what I'm saying is there was a thing there where they're like, oh no, this is going to destroy the planet, and they all look like, well, you know what I mean? She should have said, I don't care. That's not the reason why I don't want it here. Like, let the humans die. You know what I mean? But they made a big thing like it was there for the.
That made me think of another negative. But go ahead.
Saying the humans, you know. Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead with your negatives. Okay. We'll just go back and forth.
I don't like the way they did the damn unicorns. Now, unicorns supposed to be mythical, nice, all that kind of stuff. And these suckers come out. They the king of all the monsters. These suckers come out like a big ass black Clydesdale with a horn out their head. And then the only way to tame them now is Skittles. Really? Really? Skittles. A bag of Skittles tames his most powerful king of all the monsters. I'm like, come on. You know, I thought that was crap.
I don't think it was necessary because of the Skittles. She said there was something that was close. Ambrosia, yeah. Right. So she said the ambrosia was close to that. But I mean, I get what you're saying.
The pen did give them that because they asked, can we defeat the monsters? And it said something about ambrosia.
Yeah.
And some other kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And then the wizard, of course. Now, someone that's supposed to be 1,000 years old, he had mighty damn slow sometimes. Why the hell didn't he know some of this stuff?
For real. And that's the issue. Another issue, because we had an argument too. It's like, so Helen wants to get the apple, right? But when she gets there, she knows exactly where to find the apple through all those doors and everything, a place she's never been before.
Yeah.
And she's able to find the apple just like that. But not only the coincidence to it is before that, they're in the room with the letter and trying to get the letter taken, and he's just casually holding the apple, and then he puts the apple down right there. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
Well, also, that only, okay. They know where the door is, so why didn't they go to the door and get it instead of going through that fight to get captured?
Absolutely.
She went to the door and she walked through like she knew exactly where she was going. So if you know that door leads to the Rock of Ages, why not just use that door and go get the apple without doing all that fighting and stuff?
Well, I think there's, because they talked about this, I think she says, or Shazam says, like only champions can walk through that door. So
to get in.
To get in. So I think she needed them to get in.
Yeah, see? Stop questioning this movie. It was an exit only, not an entrance.
And okay, so here's another one. They're on the roof. He's on the roof with the younger one. I can't remember her name, right? She's like, oh, that's Anne. I want to see if hero with power, whatever, boom, 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 boom. Picks up his phone. He walks around the corner, right? And then all of a sudden, Mr. All Power pops up. Yeah. And then when he gets shot and turns back, she's surprised.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you surprised for? Dude's gone. This guy pops up.
Yep. There was a lightning strike and everything.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you surprised? I was like, okay.
And then why did she go to the school to look for him?
Yes. And
it was because he was having dinner with Superman. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. But you see, the thing was, the minute they showed her and she was like all on this guy, I was like, she's part of the sisters.
Yep.
I'm like, she's part of it. Like, there was no.
I didn't catch that first when they said 3 sisters.
Yeah.
I said, yep, that's her.
I don't know. For me, I caught it right there in the school.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah. I was like,
I just saw the 2 of them damn coming through the museum in them damn gladiator suits, whatever the hell they wear. But then when the book said, I think Steve said there's 3, or one of the books they read said,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the
But
there.
you know why I figured it out? It's because, from the first one and this one, no one really likes this kid, right? And all of a sudden, this girl pops up and she's like, "Hey, yeah, boo, boo, boo." I was like, "Okay, yeah,"
But we
you
see
know
it
what I
all the
mean?
time. That's like Glenn Stacy. She only one like Peter Parker.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just think at least with the Gwen Stacy stuff, right? Like she was already there and whatever, but this girl just pops up out of nowhere, is doing all this stuff nice to the guy. I'm like, okay, well, she's part of it. She has to be. So I mean, I think they just telegraphed that a little bit too much for me, but that was part of one of the issues that I had.
I didn't like how buffoonish they had Megan Good neither. She too
Oh
fat. That
man,
shit's stupid.
I forgot to put that in my likes. The kitten part, that shit was hilarious, bro. When she tried to save the people and she's like, "Oh, kittens!" and then she grabs the box of kittens before the
I
people.
said, she just gonna save the cats and not us.
Yeah. And then she comes back and says, "Oh yeah, I like that scene." That was another issue. That was
when
another part that I liked.
when Darla and Mary landed epic superhero style,
Oh yeah,
that looked very beautiful.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They both look good. I said that
Let me
already.
tell
I
you
was
what I
like,
like too. When she was playing "I Need a Hero," he caught the car.
uh
He said,
huh.
"You actually playing that song?" I kind of chuckled at that.
I I had an issue with that part, to be honest with you. I'm like, really,
I knew
you
they
know
were
what I
gonna set
mean?
it up, but when it did, I was like, "Oh, okay." I kind of chuckled
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. I think for me, a lot of the jokes just like they just didn't hit for me. You know what I mean? And I know they were trying to be kind of like the first one or whatever, but ugh, I had a
It
big
seems
issue with
like
them.
the other kids act more mature than he does when he's Shazam.
That
Yeah,
there's another issue. I think like he's an 18-year-old kid in the movie, right? Or he's turning 18.
Yeah,
But I think when he turns to Shazam, he acts like he's 12.
yeah, he acts really childish.
You know what I
I
mean? And
think
I'm like,
Zach Levi, he need to cut out. I think it would have been better if he had toned down some of the kiddiness.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but
Cause
Danny, that
some
was
of
a problem in the first movie. So, like, what are they doing here? They did not watch it. Did not realize that he
and
was,
that's I agree with you, Chill. And
you
that's
know.
another. You just fought Dr. Savannah, whatever his name. You ain't learned nothing. You ain't learned
For
nothing from
real.
that. It's like he
Yeah.
How
got
much
dumber in
time
this second
passed?
match.
How much time
It
is
wasn't
from
much because
this?
they looked the same ages. I would say a year, maybe 2 most.
Yeah. I think it's like a year or two. Because he's turning 18, right?
It's
And I
2 years
think
because Dr. Savannah said at the end, I sat in this prison for 2 years.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's been 2 years.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So he's been Shazam for 2 years,
Yep,
right?
for two
And hasn't
years.
learned
Ain't
anything.
learned nothing.
Hasn't
Yeah.
matured.
At all.
Yeah.
But
Sin-
Billy Batson has. The Shazam isn't.
He
I
looked a
guess we can
little.
say that when he gets into that mood, he becomes a childlike state again, you know? Like when you hit the home run walk off at the World Series, you're just running the bases like a child. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I guess, but I mean,
It's like he learned his power a little bit more because he got like more control over his lightning strikes and that kind of stuff. And he
mhm,
seems to fly really good because the first movie he couldn't fly. Like he reminded me of the guy off The Greatest American Hero in the
right.
first. But this man, when she was throwing all them crazy buildings and shit at him, he kind of dodged pretty
There was
good to
one
the end.
there was one thing that I actually really did like about this one too, is that they actually had him fight the dragon and the girl at the end by himself. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed that. I was like, okay, that's good because it's a Shazam movie. You can have the other family doing other things and him actually fighting the villain. I enjoyed that. Had an issue with the Wonder Woman scene at the end because Wonder Woman just pops up out of nowhere, like, boom, hey, look, I'm a god, I could touch the thing and boom, bring him back, right?
No, I
And
love
I
that
said,
shit.
I know you did.
I was like,
I
Danny
love
yes,
jumped
that.
out of his chair.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Danny jumped out of his chair. He's like, yes, she's here. But I think like all of a sudden she just pops up to save the day. I'm just like, man. And I think if they, and I know they wouldn't have done it, but I think it would have had more balls if they had actually killed Shazam. Like I said earlier, I don't like these little fake deaths make you think or try to make you think that the character is dead when we all know he's not gonna be dead. to bring
Alonso,
him
they
in
had
a
me,
stupid
man.
way.
They had me because I thought the same way you did. Oh, this is the part where he gets back, and then nothing happened. And then I saw him in the grave, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Me-
really? Oh, yeah, it's the
Mhm.
last movie of DCEU. They probably did a rewrite, and that's probably why he's dead this time. That's amazing. And I was trying to look at all the actors. Did Darla look a little older, a little taller? And I'm like, yeah, they must have shot this in reshoots because she looks a little older. And I was making out. But when I heard that music from Wonder Woman, and you're in the movie theater with all the surrounding, and that there's something about that theme. I didn't like it the first time I heard it, but it's epic now. I hope they keep it for whatever Wonder Woman in the future. It's just like,
yeah.
I enjoy the theme. I like it. I think it's a good theme. Even from the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, this is pretty fire, you know. But my issue is, like I said, I just like you did that fake out, and I'm with you at one point. I was like, wait a minute, are they really doing this? And then I'm like, no, they're not doing this.
I know he
like,
wasn't dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guess they buried him as Billy, and then he transformed into Ram. He was in Billy form when he died.
That's true.
He popped out the grave in Shazam form.
That's true.
Put up that live chat one more time for Danny to react to.
Yeah.
Well, Danny was like, put that whip in hell, yeah.
Yeah.
A lasso ain't no whip, but it's a lasso, buddy.
You know?
She can tie me up any day.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, I think...
You know it's supposed to be The Rock, Tony Robinson, but I'm saying, if you one of the Shazam family members, and now you found this pen that can answer any question you want, don't you think you'd be asking, who the hell is a seventh member? I know I would.
And again, that's the thing, right, Danny? Because when we say, like, a 12-year-old would do what Zachary Levi did with that. But when you're 18-year-old, if they had been more consistent with the way he acted as a 18-year-old, then yeah, he would have asked certain questions. He'd have been like, wait a minute, what's up with this chair? What's this? How do we stop them, right? But because he acts like a little 12, 13-year-old, it's like, oh, can I write Wonder Woman a letter with this? Like, really? God. That's what you're talking about?
Now, what was funny was when he sent the letter to Heron Mirror, and then she read it, like everything they were saying in between while she was reading it. I laughed at that.
And I was like, Gatorade? What is Gatorade? Is that some sort of weapon?
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, that was funny.
Product placement.
Yeah, that was good.
Because that's the second time Gatorade came around. I remember seeing Mary Marvel drinking on it.
I wonder how much they pay for getting that little plug
I'm happy. There. They deserve it. I hope they get a Fortnite skin for their video games and make all the money you're supposed to. With the Black Adam thing, though, and yes, they did not ask the pen about Black Adam because at the ending, when he was believed to be dead, they were like, there's nobody else who could revive him. And I'm thinking, oh, in conduct, according to the last Black Adam movie, there's another one of you guys. Well, they obviously didn't know about him. But I don't know. A Wonder Woman qualifies as,
she's a demigod. She's not a full god.
She's a demigod?
Yeah.
But she's, Zeus is her father.
Yeah, in the DCEU, Zeus is her father. Yeah.
Okay,
different in the
gods of the Greek mythology? That's what Shazam is under?
It's a mixture of both. Because Solomon ain't a god.
Right.
Solomon the prophet?
He's just wisdom. He's wise. It's Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. There's a combination of both of them. I don't know how they get that.
All right,
yeah. That's what the acronym for Shazam is.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. And yeah, so they say that I think it's in one of the Wonder Woman movies, the first one, that her father is Zeus.
All of them have the Atlas sister's power, daddy's power, because Atlas has endurance. So that's part of the acronym. He has the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the endurance of Atlas, the power of Zeus, what of Achilles?
Speed of Mercury.
And the speed of Mercury.
Gus Webb said it was a fun movie. I went in knowing I was going to get a kiddie movie, wasn't trying to make sense of a movie that was meant for kids. It's a fun family movie. The CGI was terrible, but it was okay.
Whoa, CGI was terrible.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was terrible either.
What stood out to you, Gus?
Yeah, what did you
can you pull up the Rotten Tomato score, Anzo, and can you pull up what it made so far?
Yeah, sure.
This is the part of the video where I tell you all, Rotten Tomatoes is compromised. I don't care. It gave Rise of Skywalker like an 86% audience score. And when I refreshed on Friday, it was 86. I refreshed on Saturday, every hour, no matter how many new reviews was coming up, it was stuck on 86. This website is not a credible source for opinions.
No, you're right, but you still get kind of a,
Only reason I use Rotten Tomato is if it suits my argument.
which most people do, right?
If it don't, I'll be like, don't even bring it up.
See, the only thing is, I more or less go with the audience score as well. I think that's the one that's most important.
87%.
With 1,000 verified ratings. So
Ooh,
that's not too bad. The critics
that's not bad.
gave it a 53. I'm more on like the kind of critic side of that, though.
The critics, wasn't Quantumanium lower?
Yeah, Quantumanium was low too for the critic score.
I mean lower.
Less people.
Let's see.
Less people think that it's not fresh than it is actually fresh. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Critics are overrated though. Like, who cares?
I agree, 100%. Because half of them, critics.
It's not that far off.
Yeah. So critics gave, but 378 reviews. I think Ant-Man had more reviews.
People
verified for the audience score.
And what's the box office for Shazam?
The last low. I seen, it's not doing so good. Hold on.
I got it open right here. Shazam right now is 65 million worldwide.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's pretty decent for opening weekend, though, right?
Does it feature the whole
No, not worldwide, Danny, because I think Ant-Man worldwide made 100 and something million in its opening weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to eat them words tonight on the show.
What were the words did you have?
I thought I was gonna make at least 3 something.
Ooh, shit.
I mean,
okay.
Over a time period, not
yeah. I'm with you right here, Samuel Stokes. I can't wait for John Wick 4.
Oh, that's gonna bury everything.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing, right? So Shazam having this opening weekend. Next weekend is the weekend coming up is John Wick 4.
It look like it's fire too, boy.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
I hate that guy that was in there died.
Yeah, me too. The black dude.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. What's his name again?
Something Riddick, ain't it?
I can't remember his name.
Lance Riddick.
Yeah, Lance Riddick. That's it.
Yeah.
You can tell the film budget went to the actors. The film cost under $100 million. Yeah, it did, and I think the reason why they did that is because they're trying to make profits off of these movies, right? So if you do it at a little bit cheaper, then if it makes a certain amount of money, because if that's the case and you go by the 3 times rule, then it really only has to make 300 million to break even,
like
right?
the first.
Like the first one, yeah, exactly. So,
what's after John Wick though? Because I know it's a rated R movie, so hopefully, for the sake of Shazam,
I think the Marvels or whatever coming up.
Captain Marvel? Oh, that's not coming in a while. We know that delayed. Guardians will be in May.
Yeah, Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians.
Guardians.
In the theater I've seen the Blue Beetle poster hanging up there. So I don't know when that's coming out.
Oh, you saw that?
Yep. It got a little beetle scarab.
Flash comes first though.
Yeah, when's Flash coming?
Maybe June, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then there's Little Mermaid, which is going to take some kids. That's in May.
Yeah.
Flash movie comes June 16th.
Oh.
Flash.
That's pretty packed. It's pretty competitive right now.
August 18th is the Blue Beetle.
August?
Oh,
August
wow.
18th.
Oh, expect the trailer soon then.
Yeah.
May 5th is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Super Mario, Samuel, you're right.
June 2 is Spider-Man Across the...
Is it me or do we have it good right now with all these big movies that I actually care about? This is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's summertime. The blockbusters are starting now, man. Mario Brothers is coming out too. That is correct.
I am not interested in seeing that.
You're not going to see Mario Brothers, Danny? I think I'll watch that like Onzo Vision. I don't know if I'll actually go to the theater and see that one.
I mean, I'm not a gamer like that, so I don't have the excitement that some people have for it.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. I'm a gamer still, but I'm like, it's still like a kiddie movie for me to go be,
No, because
big
I went to
40.
see both of Sonics. I thought they were fire,
Good.
especially the second one.
Um, did I see them? I don't think I seen the second one in theater.
Man, the second one was good. I saw it in the
Yeah,
theater.
it's good. Yeah, it's good. Sonic movies are good. I
Jim
agree.
Carrey killed that shit.
I agree.
That might be his
100%.
last film too. He's like, I have enough. Unless there's something like special to get me out of my little retirement, like I don't want to return to movies anymore.
Yeah,
He's
I think
finished. He's content, which is so rare.
Robotnik was made for him.
I agree. But I think he said that even before Sonic, though, and then came back
I think
to
he'll do another Sonic because they introduced Shadow or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think he may come back and do something like that if they can revive. I don't know how to revive Robotnik because Lucky got killed in this last one, but they can do all that crazy shit in that game world stuff. So
Yeah.
You get like metal Robotnik who can survive a fall.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and Dragons is after John Wick with Gus Wilson. I think didn't Lunga say he's going to see that today?
Yeah, Lunga said he's going to see. Like he has the preview, one of those special previews tonight.
I'll
so
probably
he's
go
going to
check
watch
that out. I like those kind of movies.
Yeah, did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
I never played it, but I watched the cartoon growing up.
Yeah, I watched the cartoon.
I watched there was a Dungeons and Dragons starring one of the Wayans brothers that came out like in the 80s or 90s. I saw that one too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a built-in audience here. Like for years and years, people know about Dungeons and Dragons.
This is a reboot here.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think
Is Busta Rhymes in it?
hopefully not. But I don't know if I'll go see it in the theater. I have to hear word of mouth first because it looks good, but it looks kind of silly at the same time. So I want to know if people's like, yeah, it's funny, the jokes hit and stuff like that. Then I'll take a chance to go see it. But right now, I'm like, only thing I'm interested in right now is John Wick 4. I have a feeling that's gonna be the lick. So, but yeah, any other negatives that I have in this movie? I think that's it for now. We'll go to grades. Danny, what are your grades of the movie?
I guess I get this a C-.
Okay. You chill? What's your grade? You're muted.
I give it a B plus.
Ooh, okay, that's good. I gave it a 4, so it's probably a C for me. I think I'll go a little bit higher. I'll give it a C plus, like that, near around there. You know what I mean? Maybe like a 5 out of 10 or something like that. Because when I think about some of the good stuff, there's some good stuff in the movie. Again, we could talk about some of the characters that you liked. Your favorite characters in the movie, Danny, was?
The kid character was Freddy. He was my favorite character. I guess the Shazam person. I guess Mary. She was more.
There's a lot to like about Mary.
Yeah.
Oh no, wrong
like
answer. Your favorite's supposed to be Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Come on now.
Oh yeah. She wasn't there long enough, but of course, she's always. I like the Wizard as he cleaned up.
Geeky guy sent a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. He said Shazam was man. Yeah, I'm on that same levels too with you. And I agree with you. I did like the way they cleaned up the Wizard at the end. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, you know what I mean?
I can rock that outfit.
But I still say when they did the dream sequence and put his head on Wonder Woman, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. It looked like a monkey.
It looked crazy, dog.
And I would have seen that scene in the production of like, no, maybe we can't do that. You know what I mean? Should have gave him like his whole body or something like that.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, he like a monkey. When they pulled him to that cage, the bars, his eyes that big. Like, that's not a good look, bro. You should tell him, let's reshoot this, because he looked fool as hell.
Some geeky guy sent another $5 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. He said, "Would you smash Wonder Woman with the wizard's face for $10 million?"
For $10 million?
As long as I can cover it up and hear Gal Gadot's voice.
Well, yeah, because it's still a woman, right? So yeah, we could do that. We could do that for
cover
10
his
million.
face up, and when he speak, you gotta sound like Gal Gadot.
I know why he brought that up, because on the stream we had talked about the Andrew Tate stuff where he was talking about would you sleep with Megan Good with a penis, or would you sleep with a real woman that looks like Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
So it's like people are saying no, they would sleep with a woman that looks like Hulk Hogan. He's like, well, I think that's gay, but not sleeping with a trans that has, it was just weird. I was just like,
Roberto was like, well, who thinks this shit?
You know what I mean?
No, can you answer neither?
I don't think if we could, yes, but I think you had to pick one.
But I've seen some Muslim women that are attractive, at least to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's a no-brainer. But
what
nobody
he said,
that got the same organ I got, I ain't trying to feel that in no shape, form, or fashion.
No matter how hot, right? That's what I'm saying.
You have a butt like Padao.
So if Maya came to you, Danny, and was like, "Yeah, I want you," Maya came to you and said, "Danny, I want you, but I got penis."
Nope, sorry. Your love is like whoa. That's exactly what I said.
No. Exactly.
Look at the chaos your super chat started.
Chill. What are your favorite characters in the movie?
I thought you were gonna ask me which one did you sleep with. No, I was trying to avoid that. Favorite character? Yeah, Freddie Freeman was a great character. Who else did I like? Oh, let's give it to Darla. Younger Darla. I mean, of course, older Darla too, but younger Darla. The combination of the two, very well executed. I'll give it to Darla.
Okay.
I like Helen Mirren too. I thought she was pretty tight. I did not like Lucy Liu. I did not like her at all.
But that's the point, though, right? You're supposed to dislike her?
I mean, I didn't like her acting. I didn't think they needed her.
Really?
I think Helen could have been the baddie by herself. She has that command of. I think they didn't. To me, they didn't need three sisters. One could have done it. I think Helen could have been the badass by herself.
I agree with you 100%, but I think they did it because they had to have that little, one of them being like the humanitarian, which was the younger one, and then you had the older one, which was kind of conflicted. It's like, yeah, we'll do what we want to do, but we won't sacrifice the planet, I guess. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, listen, if you're gonna make the villains be villains, keep them as freaking villains. If they're at the beginning of the movie and they're killing, because there were kids in that museum. Yeah. Like they show a scene where there's a bunch of kids there. They turn everything to stone. But then after a while, you don't care. And I know
is it just me? But all these superhero and villains got the same powers. Don't she got the same powers as Thanos, minion that can control the metal and all that shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
So when she was wrapping them up and choking them, I was like, "That's
Ebony Moss, I think his name was.
Yeah, Ebony Moss.
Yeah.
I said, man, that's Ebony Moss shit. Okay, I'll just.
And I agree with you, but I think at some point, like, you know what I mean, you run out of ideas. So everybody, like, you can pretty much grab 5 villains, they pretty much have the same powers. Grab 5 superheroes, they pretty much have some version of the same powers. You know what I mean? Like a strength, super speed, like there's not so much more you can do with that.
All I can say is when they do grow up, they're gonna be hell. All 6 of them with the same kind of power.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia should be the safest damn town on the planet.
For real. Yeah. For real. I agree.
Like the Dome as a good example, reason for why Wonder Woman couldn't join in and none of the other heroes came to Philadelphia because of the Dome. That was good.
I agree. That was smart.
You see? Now that would answer my question, right? Because I did have the question. No one brought it up, but now that you mention it, it makes sense. Because I was like, where the hell was Wonder Woman? She pops up at the end, but all this stuff is going on. Where was she? Yeah, right. They were in the Dome. They're in the Dome to keep everybody out and to keep them in. So that I can accept and say, okay, yeah, that would make sense. But I mean, wouldn't Wonder
But
Woman
you would
find a
think,
way to
okay,
get
if
in?
that staff is all powerful, why couldn't it break the dome? That makes no sense to me.
It's not that powerful. It's. I mean,
The staff can take away the power of a god.
it just can't undomify. That's all.
Okay.
You see, now I can hear Lunga talking about, oh, you guys are nitpicking and nitpicking this and nitpicking that. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
I'm only arguing the rules that this movie established.
Oh, I agree. I agree
So if
100%.
he say that, I'm like, hey, I didn't make the shit up, but I know one thing: when they touched them sticks, the staff at the first, they all powered up.
Mm-hmm.
Now this thing complete and whole, and Shazam has it. He don't power up. Nah, something wrong with that picture.
Yeah, I feel you. And not only did he not power up, right? Like you said, he didn't even try and take the villain's powers.
No, man, that's the first thing I do. If I know I'm faster than this clown, yeah, I'm gonna get behind him. Okay,
Absolutely.
let's roll.
Another $5 super chat from Geeky Guy. Thank you once again. He said the villain's plan was genius. Put Philadelphia in a dome and separate it from the outside world. Screw Philadelphia. That city is trash.
How
You must be a Mets fan.
You ain't never been there. How you know it's trash?
You know what, Danny? I've never been there either, but I'll have to agree with him. Have you seen the Philly fans at like a basketball or football game?
I don't care. Philadelphia make what they call a Philadelphia.
No.
The sandwiches, so they get a pass. A Philly cheesesteak, they get a pass for that.
I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean they don't care? Remember when Michael Irvin almost broke his neck or some NFL player got hurt and they were cheering? That's Philly fans. You know what I mean?
Man.
That's Philly fans. I believe it was the Michael Irvin thing. You know, broke his neck. They were cheering and like, you know what I mean? So yeah, Philly is trash, bro. I mean, they're passionate and all, but to cheer that shit on is crazy. Y'all watched a new animated movie called Batman Doom that came to Gotham. It's fire. So far, best anime DC movie. I seen it there, and I never watched it.
What's it about? The Doom that came to Gotham. Seemed like I watched that, but I gotta see the trailer.
Yeah, I know it came out. I seen it there maybe a few days ago, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. But now that you're saying it's good, I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. With that being said, guys, I know. Are we doing the Mando, Danny?
We can
today. Okay, so if we're doing Mando today, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if we're doing the Bad Batch either.
You don't need to.
I think Chris is going out of town.
Oh, is he? Did I watch this week's Bad Batch?
It was on the island.
Okay, so it wasn't the Crosshair one on the ice, right? There's one after that. Okay, no, I didn't even watch it
yet. what was it about?
It's tropical island. The tsunami wave.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
Okay, so Danny watched it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they found a new place to live.
Oh, really? I was telling Chill earlier. I think I'm like, oh god, I gotta watch this Star Wars crap right now.
See, I like the Mandalorian this week. You didn't like it.
Yeah, no, this week I wasn't.
They set something up. I don't know what it is, but when you dedicate 35 minutes to one story. I mean, this was one of the stories where they kind of stayed on point because I could tell that woman that was on Moff Gideon. I knew she was full of shit.
Yeah. From the start.
So it makes you think either Moff Gideon is coming back or done escaped and planning something, or either the Emperor's pulling the strings to try to eliminate anybody that has any kind of knowledge about cloning, and they're not for him. He's knocking them out. So that's what I think.
Just some geeky guy said I've been to Philly, Danny. That city is trash as hell. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they did mention something about Moff Gideon escaping.
They said they sit on some kind of military tribunal or some shit like that, or something they were saying.
Okay, I thought he said that he escaped something, so it would be interesting if he did. And I believe you. I think they are gonna set it up, and maybe if they set it up, I'll be like, okay, that makes more sense. But
Did you
I
see
just,
that clip I sent you? I mean, that Favreau was about to walk out
yeah, I
because
did see
Kathleen.
that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
yeah.
I think that would make sense. I believe that was the case. I think he did have an issue with her messing, like trying to put her
But I
two
still see
cents into
her
stuff.
listed as executive producer.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep her name on everything for sure.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure, they're gonna keep her
Bro,
name on
she was
everything.
not at the red carpet for Mandalorian. He's like, oh, she was feeling under the weather, so that's why Kathy's not here. They do not see each other eye to eye. Even with Shazam, David
Hmm.
Sandberg was not at the red carpet because he was positive for COVID. He tweeted out some shit like that.
damn.
And James Gunn had a tweet right underneath it. And at the point, I didn't see David recognize James Gunn's tweet underneath it. But all I know is that Gunn was supposed to be at that red carpet and the director was supposed to be there. And I see the beef. I can, like, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I'm not like
Hmm.
someone who's like, oh, it's just a coincidence. When I don't see a producer on the red carpet with their director, I'm gonna realize that it's because there's warring heads here. You make time for that red carpet.
I
I
agree.
don't. Did they really push this movie? Like the red carpet stuff?
Shazam.
It
Yeah.
had a red carpet.
I'm saying, but they, like they kind of go all over the globe, kind of pushing it and stuff, and that. I didn't see all that.
Yeah, I don't think it was pushed as much as like a Marvel movie was
That
or
was
like
one of the
Quantumania
gripes
was.
that K Dots had, that
Yeah,
it wasn't pushed. I said, look, bro. When he was saying that, I was saying it to myself, listening to his stream. Of course, Shazam ain't gonna get to push Batman because that's crazy. Batman
hmm
is one of your money makers. I mean, Shazam, if it makes a profit, that's good, but
hmm
nobody is really expecting to knock it out the park like a Batman movie is. At
absolutely.
least I'm not.
Absolutely. And I think K Dot was saying something about how they should have brought a trailer out during the Super Bowl. And I was like, yeah, but you know how much money it costs to
Yes.
put a
And it's
trailer on the Super
like
Bowl?
$4 or $5 for like 30 seconds. It is
Yeah,
ungodly on Super Bowl.
I agree. So I don't think that that was even going to be an option. But let me ask this question, Danny: Shazam 2 or Black Adam?
Black Adam.
Chill.
Tough. I prefer Black Adam.
Okay, so do I, but I'm hearing people like, "Oh no, Black Adam was garbage. It's not as good."
Yeah.
And I'm like, so for me, I
This
knew
had
what
a
I was. Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I'm sorry. This had a better
Yeah.
plot. Shazam 2 had a better plot,
Uh-huh.
but action wise and like shit, like the slow motion and how he used it and just his badassness, I like better.
But you see, and that's the thing though, Danny, right? Because I'm like, when you watch this Black Adam, you know what you're getting. It's a generic action movie.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was, right? It wasn't supposed to be this Shakespearean thing or whatever. So I took it for that and I enjoyed it. But it's just I don't know. Some people like complaining about it, and I think one of the biggest complaints is that a lot of people don't like The Rock. So they
That's
try to
it.
use that as an excuse to be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is Rock's movie and Rock this and Rock that. And I'm like,
He's one dimensional. All you saw is the rock,
yeah.
and I get
Hmm.
that. But what really hurt that movie, in my opinion, they did not utilize the bad guy enough. We
I
only saw
agree.
him 10 minutes.
Hmm.
He should have been in way more earlier in the movie,
I
doing all
agree.
kind of sinister stuff and doing all kind of stuff that damn Waller had to call in some help, more help or something. I think would
Hmm.
have been better.
She was
This plot
she
was
was the
definitely
biggest
better.
bad guy.
Yeah, Shazam 2 plot was better than Black Adam, but the action sequences and the whole feel of the movie was better to me.
Hey, they
I
mentioned
agree.
Amanda Waller in the post credits over
They
here.
did.
They did.
And she's going to be continuing with what James Gunn's doing.
He's
Hmm.
going to be on Peacemaker, so we may
Those
see
that's,
we still may see Shazam on Peacemaker because you just recruited him for the Justice Society.
uh-huh.
Hmm.
So we still may see Zachary Levi Shazam on Peacemaker if Peacemaker have a season 2.
And
Yeah. So go ahead, Joe.
and those two characters were Peacemaker characters.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they were the team that Peacemaker was on.
Hmm. And a lot of people complaining because James Gunn's putting his wife in everything. And I was like, yo, this movie was filmed like how
That girl
long
was his
ago?
wife.
Yeah, that's his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
sure. She plays hardcore or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But why would they have recruiting for the Justice Society when the Justice League was in the Peacemaker first season?
I, hey man, I don't know. I think that's the reason why they made that little joke there, where he's like, "Wait,
Yeah.
there's Justice League, Justice Society. What is
Then
this?" You
there's
know?
the Avengers Society. They kind of
Yeah.
I was like,
And
okay.
Yeah,
then
don't do that.
everybody. No, you see, I didn't have an issue with that
I didn't
because
either. That's when the people in my theater laughed.
right, and everybody Marvel's been fucking like shitting on DC stuff in their movies all the time as well, right?
My theater had
But
a whole 12 people in it.
oh, I showed you the video of my theater. Like there was nobody in there, right? But my thing is, people are taking that as, oh, James Gunn is trying to set up Marvel versus DC. And I'm like, how do you get that from that? Like,
I love to see that. I don't think
I
that's
wouldn't mind
happening.
either.
I don't think that's happening, but I would love to see that movie.
Yeah, I would love to see it too. But I'm like, how do you get that from that though? You know what I mean? The one little comment
Man,
and it's like,
people take something, man, sometime and run wild with it. Sometimes it be on point, and sometimes it be so
garbage.
full of shit.
Do we notice how we went DC for full hours? Not until we mentioned the MCU, where look who shows up in the live chat.
And Nerd Man, I know, right? Black Adam
spitting your MC like what kind of goopity gop you put on the second tweet?
I say it all the time. Nerdman is definitely biased, and he kind of said it on his stream today that he's biased.
He's just
the MCU could come out with the best movie ever, and he would say it's garbage.
Absolutely. All right. So Gus Webb asked, "What was the second end credit scene for Shazam?" I only stayed for the first one. The second end credit scene was the little caterpillar again,
Mr. Mind.
Yeah, going to see.
Savannah.
Savannah,
Dr.
yeah, right.
Savannah.
Dr. Savannah, yeah.
And that's
talking
when we found
about
out it was 2 years.
Yeah.
You said, you left me here in 2 years, and then said, I can only move so fast.
Right, because this small, blah, blah. And yeah, so, I mean, because we're not getting anything out, or at least so far, it doesn't seem like we're getting anything else, because with James Gunn's slate, there's no Shazam in there or anything like that. So I don't even know if those end credit scenes were necessary. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was kind of like tearing off the ribbon and stuff. They must have paid Mark Strong an ass of money for that, because I want to come back.
I agree.
I think he's a very good actor, and to waste his talent like that is crazy.
Absolutely.
But
like Nerdman said, Mr. Mind, put some respect on his name.
We said Mr. Mind.
I think he's talking about me because I didn't say the name right. I think James Gunn is going to announce a Justice Society movie starring Shazam, and the villains is going to be the Caterpillar. Okay, so now it comes to, if you say that, it comes to the point where it's like, okay, so are we recasting everybody, or are we keeping, what he did with the Suicide Squad and what he did with, are we keeping that stuff? Or are we casting everybody?
If he keeps his people, I'm going to be like, you full of shit. I'm not going to support it.
I know, Danny. I know, because Danny wants his Henry Cavill, right?
Hell
so that's the and that's the thing. There's a way that you can work your people from that cinematic universe into it, but then the recasting was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because this movie's not appearing like it's not going to make much money. Of course, they can always bounce back and people can support it later on. But it appears this will be a dud, just like Black Adam was a dud. Then you guys got to just reset. Don't keep anything from here. Don't worry about Gal Gadot. I know they didn't commit to actually fully saying that that's the last Wonder Woman, that's the last Shazam, that's the last everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can. Just say it. Just
okay, but let me use this analogy, Chill, because you'll definitely relate to this. Wrestling company. They get it. Let's say Vince McMahon sells it to me. I'm not getting rid of the top. I'm not getting rid of Triple H and The Rock and all them people. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The top dogs, right?
I'm not going to do it.
But WWE's never rebooted, though.
I'm not saying reboot. I'm saying the only thing they're doing is changing owners and directors, right? Kind of like a head coach.
Not when Superman isn't Henry Cavill anymore.
No. I'm saying WB, they're pretty much changing their leadership, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing as you getting a new coach or a new owner or new whatever, you're not gonna go in there and script the house totally to the bare bones if you still got good material in there. If you got good material, you're gonna keep the good material and get rid of other stuff. It's not Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot's, or any of those people's fault that the movies flop. It was poor. So a lot of what we all agree was the plot was poor. Some of the stuff they did, the writing was poor. They did what they could, the best they could do with what they had.
Aquaman 2 has the same director, the same lead, and lessened Amber Heard. This Aquaman 2 movie should also make $1 billion then.
No, I'm
Why?
not saying that. That's not what
No.
I'm saying.
What?
I'm saying
what?
it's not the actor's fault that a movie crashes. I'm saying this is the director in the script.
Which I agree with. I don't think it's because of Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck why those movies didn't do good. I think there's a lot of things in the story wise that people weren't feeling, right? So a lot of people say that's not Superman because he wasn't the happy go lucky, hopeful Superman.
And the
So
biggest thing, he didn't save his dad. And
right.
then people be like, they criticize Superman. Wow, Zod is destroying the planet. He got time to kiss Lois Lane. I hear that criticism all the time.
Mhm.
The same thing in Aquaman. The Ocean Master was blowing shit up, all this kind of stuff. What'd he do? Stop in the middle of the scene, kiss Mara for like 30 seconds. What's the difference?
Yeah, it didn't work in Aquaman either, to be honest.
I'm just saying, people pick on stuff that
Yeah.
if they like it, if they don't see
Facts.
the issues or flaws.
Facts.
If they don't like it, then they put all this bullshit there. No. When I argue, I like to argue on the rules that's established in the movie. They didn't make that. I'm pretty sure Henry Cavill said, let's put something in here where I stop and kiss for 30 seconds. I don't think he did that. The damn director did that shit. So why can you blame him or punish him for something he had nothing to do? All I'm saying is that if James Gunn keeps his people and giving them other ones, I am definitely going to be a DCU hater.
And you see, Danny, that's where I agree with you, right? Because I say this. I said, I don't care that they're, first off, thank you for the $2 super chat, Poe. Much appreciated. Glad you popped up, man. Good to see you. And like I've said many times, Danny, I was like, okay, so if you're going to reboot and you're going to start all over, I have no problems with that because the Henry Cavill and the Zack Snyder stuff put a bad taste in people's mouth. So you can start over. But like you said, with Flashpoint, there is a way to reset the universe and still keep the same actors. I just think they don't want to have that stink of the Snyderverse. That's why they're not doing it. But I've also said if you're going to recast them, you recast everything.
Yeah. The CW did it. The CW did Flashpoint on Flash. And they came back, and when they came back, there was some things changed, but the core characters were still there. There was something. Only thing they could say, and what gave them to me a head start was Zack Snyder's Superman was all black, had a darker color, blue and red suit, one piece. The one we saw in Black Adam at the end scene credits was different. He had the curl, and he had a lighter blue and red suit. He seemed to have a little lighter attitude. They could say that. When he met Black Adam, Flashpoint had already existed, and he coming back, and this is how he changed. He's different. Black men don't kill. Whatever else you want to change, but you still could keep the same characters. That's all I'm saying. It is possible.
You see, and that's where I agreed with you. I said, yeah, you could do it. I just think that if you do that, I think people are like, what is this? Still the Justice League? What is Snyder stuff? And blah, 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 blah. So, and then again, I also think that people are smart enough to realize that it's a reboot too. It's right. So,
I'm starting to think because at first I was kind of hoodwinked. I was like, man, these Zack Snyder fans, they are about the millions. They ain't about the millions. They might be about the hundreds. Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
It ain't as many as I thought it was. I thought this was like a movement or something.
Nah, just a few of them. Gus said, did you hear about Tom Cruise's reaction to the Flash movie? No, we did not. But let me know what he said. What did Tom say? I'm gonna go see Shazam tonight. All right, Paul, let us know what you think. What's up, Dandelion? How you doing?
What's up, Dandelion?
We're just going over the Shazam movie, and then we got into some other stuff, asking which was better, Black Adam, because a lot of people have been shitting on the Black Adam movie and saying that Shazam is better. And I think three of us here said it may not be like Danny said a better plot movie or a better like written movie or whatever, but I think we all said we enjoyed it a little bit more. So
Yeah.
This is the question. If you got $10 and you got to spend it on a movie, and the only two choices is Black Adam or Shazam 2, where you gonna spend your $10 on?
I'm going to see Black Adam
all day long.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm going to see Black Adam along with you on that one. Well, we've been going for about an hour and 11 minutes. We will close it down. Absolutely. It was great. Didn't have no yelling on here, Langa. You know what I mean?
See how three brothers can act, man? Civilized.
Facts.
I want no part of these stray shots that are going on.
It's okay. It's okay because at the end of the stream, when I said we were going to be doing it, Lango was like, "Yeah, if you guys want to go watch a shitty opinion, go watch
trash.
That trash opinion
stream. Danny and Lonzo. Okay,
you know what I mean? So yeah, damn right. But we do it civilized. You know what I mean? We don't call nobody's names. We have a good conversation back and forth. It is what it is. But
no yelling.
No screaming, you know what I mean? Even Chill came in at the beginning with his recast T'Challa stuff, and me and Danny said, "Okay, you know what? You want to have that little shiny moment? Go do your thing." You know what I mean?
They should most certainly recast.
You still ain't watch Wakanda Forever yet?
No, I did watch it, but it was on my computer like the week of, and I don't.
So you didn't like none of it?
What did I like about it? A couple of the Riri Williams parts were cool.
You didn't like? Do you like Namor?
Nah, that wasn't accurate. That was the Kukul Khan. That was not Namor.
Kukul Khan.
It was all right, though. A good humor. Like, that song, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, when my boy was doing his run in the forest, that was cool.
There wasn't none that spots to make you kind of choke up and stuff?
No, I just saw them manipulating the real-life death of an actor.
Man, at the end, when she put that thing in the fire and was crying.
Don't even get me started. Okay, at the ending of that, they were copying what happened with Fast and Furious. They had a hit song that was on the radio. Check, Rihanna for the Wiz Khalifa Charlie Puth. They did flashes to prior scenes in the movies, just like they did in Fast and Furious 7. They did the exact same, there was no originality towards it or anything. It was just, this worked for those guys, and they made $1 billion in their movie. Let's try it here, and it didn't work.
But you said the Rihanna song. Wasn't that song created for this movie?
$50 million away from it.
Just like Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa's song was created for that movie, too.
Yeah, so, I mean...
How much money did you say, Danny?
I said, it was only $150 million away from it.
From making $1 billion? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Fast and Furious made more than just $1 billion.
But I'm saying, I could have sworn you and several others say they weren't going to make this, wasn't going to make that. It almost made it.
I said it wouldn't even make $900 million.
I think you said 800 million. So I think you said that, and then you said 900. I think there was a few different numbers you said it wouldn't make, but it did good.
Hoping it flop. Oh my God!
I was so glad with the like low, the drop that it had in that Monday, and I was like, good. You cannot make money if you're not gonna have T'Challa in here. This is what we're teaching you, studio.
Wow, but it made money. So now what are they teaching us?
It didn't teach us anything because it needs to profit. When you make 800
profit,
when you gross 800 million, but your budget was 250 and your marketing was also another 250, it did not profit. That's $500 million, and you only grossed 800 million. After that, the theater gets their cut, and the studio, it's 400.
So you don't think it's going to be a Black Panther 3?
There could be a Black Panther 3. Yeah. Just have the actual Black Panther.
So
his son.
So even if it made like $400 million, even if it made $100 million profit, it's not a profit.
Okay.
I'm saying it didn't make a profit. I'm saying that the budget and the marketing was $500 million.
So you think it probably break even?
It would need to have grossed $1 billion, and then they would get like half of that, and they would have an equal. It didn't break even. With $850 million, did not break even.
So if it's in the hole, I don't think they're gonna make another. But this hypothetical.
Who said their marketing was $200 million? Let me quote WDW Pro, who has had insider revelations that have always been spot on. He's claiming that it was a dollar for dollar budget for marketing because Disney pulled some of the marketing they were going to use for Lightyear and what was the other movie, Strange World, and in that quarter they said let's just use this for the Wakanda Forever movie where it'll be better off used. So according to this source, which could totally be wrong, obviously stay in there, right?
Yeah.
But according to this source, but didn't it feel like the marketing budget was huge for this? No, am I alone here? I felt like it was everywhere.
It probably was, but I don't think it's 200 million like this guy said. And I think a lot of these people have used those type of things to just try and say that it didn't make a profit. You know what I mean? It's let's say this.
I don't know. To me, it sounds. I don't mean to cut you off, Hanzo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like he said, the marketing budget is just as good as just as much, almost as much as the cost of the movie. That's a little crazy. But if it is, I mean, I agree with you, that's crazy. But I think it made a profit. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't have the numbers. I don't have any information to back it up. I'm just going back on my gut feeling. And I know I went 2 times, and my theater was nice, pretty packed. Very diverse. Not a diverse crowd, but it had a diverse in ages. Yeah, old people like in wheelchairs to young people. So
you see, the thing is, from what I heard, is like you go with the number. If it makes 3 times the amount of it breaks even. Of the budget, it breaks even. So that's the number I go on. Yeah. I go on whether it made 3 times the number, and then if it did and it went over, then that's the profit.
But if I hear that the Strange World budget and some of the other movies' budget was taken just to put it into Wakanda Forever, then that changes things. That I can't go by.
Talk about the Star Trek show?
That wasn't a Disney movie. No. Strange World was like an animated movie.
The animated thing, yeah.
I thought you were talking about Strange New Worlds. That shit was fun.
Oh, no. So that changes my, it's got to make 3 times of your budget rule, which is like just a standard rule. But when you got an exception to the rule, that's why I'm going with that. But it's fine. You know what? Who cares? The first movie made $1,346,000,000 in its original release.
Uh-huh.
This made 800. There's 500 million less money of American dollars.
And I'll give you the fact. Well, I give you the fact too that Chadwick Boseman was in there. If he was in there, I think it would equal to maybe a little less than. But let's say hypothetically, they wait 7 or 8 years to make Black Panther 3, and they picked the perfect actor, and he is T'Challa.
It's a child?
The child. The child has grown to T'Challa, and he kills it. What you gonna say there?
I'm gonna say that's not T'Challa.
It's not T'Challa.
This character
is
not
T'Challa.
When they reboot and they start a new thing, like you know how Superman gets reboot all the time and Batman gets reboot all the time. We're never gonna have a T'Challa again. This little Toussaint in Haiti, but my mom is like, that little character is never gonna exist in any other medium. So you said we're not gonna yell and go over each other's voices. We're doing it right now. that character, that the child is not gonna exist ever again. So what's the point? When we get Shazam, Billy Batson gets rebooted by James Gunn when he's had enough. They're gonna give you Billy Batson Shazam. They're not gonna say, well, here's Willie Batson. It's this kid. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, but they got Batman has a son, and also Superman has a son.
And they don't get movies. The movies are Batman movies and Superman movies. Batman wouldn't be this popular if his second movie was like Gotham Forever.
You see, now I hear what you're saying, but when we talk about Superman's son and Batman's son, they all have different names, right? They're not.
Yeah,
named
this is a
Clark.
ridiculous take that you have here. Because
they're not named Clark.
It works.
It works because he's technically going to be T'Challa. The only thing that's going to be different from him is going to be the heritage, right? Who's his mother? Who his father is? He's going to have a different mother and father. But everything else will be the same.
That's huge.
Everything else.
Who you are is a huge thing.
But nobody give a shit about T'Chaka or whatever his name was and the Angela Bassett. Nobody cared about that until after he died. And more respect came on her name. I didn't even know who Queen Ramonda was until this second movie. I couldn't tell you what Angela Bassett name was in the first. I just didn't.
I agree.
She didn't have that much screen time. But this second movie, she had more screen time and she put more of herself into the character. And I knew who she was, kind of went back then. But Black Panther, before the Black Panther movie came out, nobody knew. Well, I didn't know who Black Panther parents were. I knew that Black Panther was a bad mofo. He was smart, rich, had access to vibranium, all that kind of stuff. All the inner workings of his family, no one really knew that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only people I knew who his father was, but I had no idea who the mother was.
Nope.
I had no idea. So I agree with you on that one. I just think, man, like as comic book fans, we take things a little bit too serious,
Some
right?
things.
And we have to understand that these movies are not made for us. They're made for general audience people.
Yeah.
So
Try to get
This is
because
comic.
Because here's an example, right? I was on the bus going to work the other day, right? And it's about maybe 10-minute bus ride. And I was standing beside these two guys who were talking about Ant-Man, Quantumania, and they were bringing up all kinds of things that they liked, that they didn't like. Now, this is a 10-minute ride. Never once did I ever hear them bring up the race bend of Kang. Never once. There was never an argument whatsoever.
Maybe they
talked about
didn't
how they
know.
like the character or this and that. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying when I say regular people will not know or not care. It's only
They're
comic book
ignorant.
fans that are making a big fuss about it.
You didn't like Kang, Chillmonger?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm never over here arguing about the quality of the actors, of the film, or of anything. I'm talking about the recognition of these characters, and it's being used. A black actor is being used to promote a white existing character.
No, like saying, did you like the fact that they replaced Kang?
No, I didn't like that. The fact that they replaced Kang? No. If Kang is white,
with a black actor,
keep Kang white. No, I'm not for it.
Even though the character is just as evil as the white character?
Yes, even though, because I don't need black actors. Their finite amount of years that they have in their prime and their athletic builds who are willing to do superhero movies being wasted to prop up a white character. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but how about if that's the only way to get their foot in the door?
Shouldn't be, Danny. I blame the studios for making that.
It shouldn't be.
It's the only casting that we got, so here you go. I'm saying no. Jonathan Majors could have played T'Challa. Jonathan Majors could have played. Pick any superhero with dark skin. If you want these actors that badly and they're willing to do it, I don't need Wonder Man to be cast as someone with a dark skin tone. I need an actual black character to make it into the household names and be a Halloween costume. Do that, or you're not part of the solution at all, studio. It's a studio, I think, Comic Chat. The studio is to blame, always.
I'm going to argue that point, but I'm saying the point I'm arguing is we know how this environment is. We know how this world is. We know how some rules apply to a certain demographic and not another demographic. So you get your foot in the door if you want to play that particular game. Then once you're inside the game and you establish yourself, then you start making moves to do what you're saying. But sometimes if I get that call and say, hey, Dan, we need you to play whoever, Superman, like Michael B. Jordan. Hey, once you play Superman, I'm going to turn that down.
Again, I'm not pointing my fingers at actors because I do get what that could do for you. I get that.
Yeah.
It's not that actors... I mean, it'd be noble if an actor turned it down and said, no, I'm going to use my time to give me Static, give me Icon, give me one of the actual black characters. If Michael B. says something like that, which he might actually have the cachet to put his foot down now to actually say that, right? After his Creed success and every Killmonger, he was Fantastic Four. He's played his superheroes, right? Uh-huh. So as commendable as it would be, it's still, I'm not really pointing my finger at actors. I don't care that Halle Bailey is going to be Ariel in the new Little Mermaid. Yeah. I don't really care about Halle. I care more about Disney, who are using someone black to play a white character and elevate Little Mermaid when you could be doing black.
Let me ask you this hypothetical: you're a newly starred actor.
It's not about the actors, Danny.
No, I'm asking you though. I'm asking you. I'm not saying.
Okay, all right.
You're an actor. You're an actor. You trying to get to the business. Your agent say, "Hey, man, George Lucasfilm just called us, man. They want you. They rebooting this. They want you to play a young Luke Skywalker."
It's a no. I wouldn't want to see it. No way.
I'm gonna say hell yeah.
I don't want to see a Luke Skywalker reboot, and I
As
don't look
heavy
like
as I am and dark as I am, I will be Luke Skywalker all day long. I'm trying to crack into the business. Like, damn, Luke, put on some weight and look. Hey,
I agree with you 100%. And I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it again. And I'm not 100% sure about it, but I am 100% sure the first person to ever complain about a race ban was white.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
I agree.
Guaranteed. But then you got some people on here now, they get black and they're like, yeah, you're right. That's how it should be. And I'm like, listen, man. And I think I know I seen a little thing of James Gunn and some AI stuff, but he was like, what did they say? He said, it was actually James Gunn talking about the black guy in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And he's telling people to calm down. He actually picked the best actor for the role, regardless of what the color is. And I think sometimes they actually do that.
I think sometimes there are some characters in the comic book that can be either black or white, either male or female. We've already seen that. And I'm really, really going to keep my eye on this new Captain America. I want to see how the Falcon does as Captain America. A lot of people are acting all crazy about that. So I want to see how he pulls that off.
Right there. We got one here, Danny, that I'm curious about it. Huh? Down here.
You don't want Falcon as Captain America?
No.
I would not want the money. Eyes only. Danny Lamb says that I'm really not bothered by characters getting race swap. I just want entertaining movies. And Chillmonger is more focused on countering the years and years of putting white characters at the forefront. And the way to counter that is to have other ethnicities characters in the forefront.
But you don't have
That's the solution. When you
have as many.
Say that again?
You don't have as many black comic book characters. You have white comic book characters.
We just saw them do this in 2018 where they took Black Panther and they made him top 5. No one's going to dispute. After Iron Man and Captain America, you could argue he's the third biggest character in Marvel.
I'm not.
So if they did it with that, they can do it again.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are physically not that many number or group of black comic book characters in the library or whatever you want to call it to match the number of white comic book characters. So there's only a handful we can pick from.
That doesn't mean anything. The handful that you pick from them, if you do a good job with Storm to match T'Challa, and then, I don't know, pick another black character. Freaking Blue Marvel. You got 3 right there. And I'd rather have 3 guys who are treated as if they're very important top 10 than I would have, like, oh, we got a Falcon over there, but he's right outside the top 20. Oh, we got a War Machine who's right outside the top 30. Riri Williams is over there too. I'd rather just have really important guys in your top 10 who are not white.
But those 3 you just called got better name recognition than that Blue Marvel.
T'Challa had no name recognition before.
Black Panther. I've heard of Black Panther years. Growing up, I've always heard
to the masses though. To the masses, his coming out party was in the MCU.
I'll give you that, but I'm saying his name is when I heard it and saw him, yeah, that's Black Panther. If somebody come in a blue suit, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Danny worked for the Guardians. Guardians and Ant-Man became household. Thor.
Nothing about the Guardians, bro.
Iron Man was.
I still couldn't tell you no more than Gamora and Star-Lord. I can't name Rocket Raccoon.
But Iron Man wasn't popular either. It can be done. Shang-Chi was nobody. Now he did not.
I agree.
Blow up.
Nothing about Shang-Chi. Nothing about him.
He didn't blow up, but
I don't know. I couldn't list the Eternals' names now if I had to.
Facts.
Yeah, that was a failure of. That was a failure to launch. Yes, the Eternals stunk it up. But I think that's more important to me than as long as the movie's good. I'm like, no, let's get some people up there like Storm and T'Challa, and maybe Blue Marvel in DC. Let's get Static going. Let's get Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes. No, not Green Lantern, John Stewart, because.
Why? What?
Because he's a copy.
It's a copycat. If I wore my Green Lantern t-shirt right now and I had that Green Lantern core ring on it, would you be going, oh yeah, he's wearing a shirt for John Stewart? No, you would say he's wearing the Green Lantern shirt, and the primary one is Hal Jordan.
If you had a Green Lantern shirt on and it had John Stewart on it, I'd be like, hey, I know that's John Stewart. I know Hal Jordan.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, and you know what? And when he comes back, because he said, I think most people now know and like Jon Stewart more, right, than him. And if you watch the last Green Lantern animated show, they killed Hal Jordan.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I got that same shirt.
So what am I repping right now? Because if I had a Black Panther shirt with the the silver teeth,
You're
that
repping
his suit,
Green Lantern.
I'm repping Green Lantern. So how am I promoting Jon Stewart at all, though? I don't need to have your black character hidden behind.
But you know what people say? Which your favorite Lantern?
That you don't say that when you wear this T-shirt. Like
I'm
Superman
saying,
doesn't have that disadvantage.
shirt.
When you're on the bus, you see a guy in a Superman T-shirt. We don't go, I wonder who's his favorite Superman. We didn't do that. The promotion that this is not full on.
I've seen people wear a Batman shirt, and the conversation grows to, "Hey, which Batman do you like? Do you like Michael Keaton? Did you like such and such? Do you like which one?"
Really?
Sprout up.
I thought I had a deal closer.
Huh? And there was something you said on one of your streams about Hal Jordan, right? And you were saying, I can't remember what it was, but if you watch the last Green Lantern movie, they kill Hal Jordan and it's Jon Stewart.
The fact that you cannot even do a Green Lantern Jon Stewart movie without even mentioning Hal Jordan is my point. You couldn't do a Green Lantern TV show, and they didn't have.
Yes, you could.
They didn't have Jon Stewart in that. They had Hal Jordan completely in that cartoon from like 2020. In the movie with Ryan Reynolds, completely Hal Jordan. As Eric Shaw is saying in his live chat, I can't wait for you to click on Eric Shaw's live chat. I agree. People will automatically think of Hal Jordan.
But I have come on the show with a Spider-Man shirt, and it's instantly been said, which one you like, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield?
That's actors. Yeah, actors, not characters. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've heard people say, which is your favorite Lantern? Anzo loves, excuse me, Jon Stewart. I like Jon Stewart because he's a Marine. Because I'm a Marine. Some people like Hal Jordan. Some like the female. I can't think her name. Then there's the one Guy Gardner or something like that. And then there's another one, Kyle Renner.
Jessica Cruz, Simon Bass.
And I think I remember what it was you said. You said they would never prop the Black Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, over Hal Jordan.
They haven't done it yet.
Yes, they
did.
They
have in Justice League.
They killed Hal Jordan in
the Justice League. Hal Jordan was never there.
You're right. Hal Jordan wasn't featured prominently in the cartoon for 5 years of Justice League. That thing was not called Green Lantern. That thing was called Justice League. They looked at their roster. They probably realized, everybody's white. Okay, let's for diversity's sake, let's just get Jon Stewart.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? You know that's what happened.
Okay, so no. Here we go.
What you said. You said he's never been featured. That's not true.
He's never been
5
primary.
years. He's been the primary Lantern for 5 years on that show. You just said it.
He can't be primary on a team. If the show was called Green Lantern, I'd give it to you.
He was the primary Lantern of that sector on that team for 5 years.
You see the little caveat that you got to put?
Okay.
Asterisk.
Okay.
He was primary in the team.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it even. Did you see the last Green Lantern animation?
Yeah, with Hal Jordan. I remember.
And they killed Hal Jordan. They killed Hal Jordan at the end. Is that not propelling Jon Stewart over Hal Jordan because they killed Hal Jordan?
That was something. But if you can't do a Green Lantern movie of Jon Stewart without even mentioning Hal Jordan, I'm going to see it as that. I'm going to see it as...
last time I checked, they killed the original Firestorm, who was white, and replaced him with a black Firestorm.
Yes.
And,
yes. What about that, Chill?
Firestorm? I don't even know who that is.
You don't know what Firestorm is?
The guy, they can join together and make Firestorm.
Sorry, no.
The doctor
it's a doctor and
Firestorm is. He was in DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
You never watched that? I think
he was in the
first season of The Flash.
I didn't watch CW The Flash.
Oh my God.
I taste.
The Molecular Man, that's his name, Cough. Share this with the stream.
Yeah.
Zeke the Wise, the first Green Lantern I ever saw on heard of was Jon Stewart. Mm-hmm. Same here. And can you imagine my dismay when I watched the other Hal Jordan Green Lantern be used primarily so often?
Lord.
You never seen Firestorm? That's a picture of him right there.
No, I thought that was Starfire's sister's name was the Firestorm. Okay.
Yeah, that's Firestorm.
Yeah,
so why did you bring him up? What is he? What?
I'm saying the original Firestorm was white. He got
Yes.
killed off and they replaced him with a brother.
Yes.
Yeah, something like Mr. Terrific, where it was a white guy and then they got a black guy. Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle, was Ted Cord. They got
Now, the only Mr. Terrific I ever knew was black. He
Me
wasn't never
too.
white.
there was a prior one. In my opinion, don't do that. I'm better off with just a character who's always been black, always going to be black, just so those white supremacist YouTubers can't go, they're replacing us. Can you see it? I just don't want to have that. Let's avoid that. So instead of going all out with Jon Stewart as your main black guy for DCU for next 10-year plan, do Static.
Which is one of your favorite Green Lantern?
I like and I know the most about Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. So I'm more fond of him. But like, he's not the main guy. I'm not going to give that much
So if
effort.
you see a movie
my heart to
starring
be
him,
broke.
you wouldn't go support it?
I wouldn't want to support it. Would I support it though? I don't know. I don't have anything like.
A Green Lantern movie is Jon Stewart and it's an actor you love.
Yeah, I think I'd still see it. I'm just so it's not like you know how I'm revoked by this T'Challa thing. It's not that. It's not like that level. It's just a matter of I'm not going to invest in a black character who I know is secondary. They've always treated secondary. They'll reboot again.
Money and we go send a free ticket to go watch Wakanda Forever to Chill's house.
You know, pay for him to go see it in the theater.
Pay for the Uber.
You know, you got to support because you see the thing is, and I say it all the time, where you're like, you know, we got to use our money, right? We got to use our money. Stop going to see these movies when they do it. But what you got to understand is if we do that, if they're not going to get the impression that, oh, well, we got to make it a new black character. No, they're going to think, well, they don't care about black characters, so let's stop doing it. So we're even going to stop seeing black characters like being race bent and stuff like that. And you're just going to have a bunch of white people in these movies. You know what I mean? So you can't just ban it and think that because you're not going to see it that they're going to do it your way. They're going to do it their way.
For the second time, when you were away, when I said this to Danny earlier, we blame the studios for that. To put this either or scenario where you're forced to, well, I don't want to watch this movie. I don't want to support this race swap thing but then I also know that they're going to perceive it as, well, black movies don't sell. I guess I got to support it.
No, we ain't necessarily talking about the race swap. I think, Anzo, correct me if I'm wrong, even though the Black Panther movie may not be what we want it to be, some of us, I think if you look like us, you should support it. You ain't gonna like it. You don't have to like it.
Yeah.
You can criticize it as much as you want. But I'm gonna pay my $10 that one time and say, hey, I want to support this, but you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K wrong with this, and I think you should change this and this. But I'm still going to support it because if you don't get, say for instance, it flopped like Black Adam did, we probably wouldn't get a Black Panther 3, and I definitely want to see a Black Panther 3.
I'm not concerned because a Black Panther 3, if this was a hit, if this also made $1 billion and there were nothing that Chillmonger could say, if this was a hit movie, I would be funding the destruction of T'Challa. I would be, it's not a joke.
No,
I would be okaying Shuri or anyone else can be Black Panther. It's not about the actual character. It's more so about the mantle. It's about the suit, the protector of Wakanda. That's what people like. Not Clark Kent, not Bruce Banner, not T'Challa. They like the aesthetics of it all. You just slap Black Panther on it. That's what I think is destructive to support that. So I feel like I'm doing the commendable thing by not paying.
But you're gonna get that though. That's what I'm saying though. If you're saying, because there's times where you said it's not about the mantle, but now you're saying it's about the mantle. Well,
I'm never saying it's about the mantle. I'm always saying it's not about the mantle. When did I say it is about the mantle?
Just now.
No. That's not what I said. I actually said the opposite.
Okay. Well, either or, right? Whether it's not about the mantles or the stories or whatever, you're gonna get the stories. You're gonna get T'Challa. It's just gonna be the only thing that is going to be different. And if they do it right? Let's just say they do it right. They put him in there, and he pretty much takes over where Chadwick Boseman left off, right? They do it right, because I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, they might make him gay or they might do stuff like that." Because right, let's just say they do it right. If they do it right, and he continues where T'Challa has left off, you're going to get the stories. You're going to get the mantle. The only thing that will be different is that the original T'Challa was the father and not T'Chaka.
Like I said, I don't want to fund the idea that the T'Child can be replaceable for T'Challa.
Okay,
You're going hard for no reason. Chillmonger's going hard for black representation.
Yeah,
We all do.
the son is black. If he comes in there and steps in,
Well, not
is that-
attendance, actual representation. Not. Oh well, we got a black guy. His name's T'Challa. Success. I'm talking about the same thing that got Superman over. Give the same thing. Give
we
the same
just gonna have to agree to disagree on that, bro. Yeah. I feel your fight.
It's all good.
Hey, Anzo's with me though. Like from the beginning, before he saw the movie, he was like, "You need to recast. Like the right thing to do is always recast. Have T'Challa over and over." I'm sure you wouldn't oppose if they did recast, right? Like let's pretend we go back in a time machine. It's year 2000.
I'm gonna say this: when he first passed, I was like, no, I don't want to see nobody else. But then as time goes and stuff,
yeah,
I won't be upset if they recast him or don't recast him. But the way that they did it in the movie, I am satisfied with it. Unless they just totally shit it up. The only thing I wouldn't be satisfied with is T'Challa, and I heard there's a storyline where Black Panther, the mantle of Black Panther, a white guy play. I don't think that would be appropriate, and I'd be kind of up in arms, so to speak. But when he first passed, I was like, nope, I don't want to see nobody else as T'Challa. I ain't trying to hear all of that stuff. And then as time passed and you got used to it and that kind of stuff, okay, I can see it. But the way they did this, I kind of predicted it that it would happen, and I don't have a problem with it. But if they do say, hey, you made a mistake, we're going to recast him, as long as they pick the right person, I'll rock with it.
And I
pick Jonathan Majors. Yeah, okay. Yep.
And I give Danny all the credit in the world because he was the first one to talk about the child and doing that. He was the first one to say that, and I was like, nah, that sounds stupid, right?
Oh, they must have been listening.
But then when I watched it, I was like, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense that they did that, right? And the way they did it, because they named him T'Challa, that I'm like, okay, I could get with it.
I cannot believe how that wooed you. The name of T'Challa meant so much to you.
Because I get it. To me, it was their way of recasting without doing the full recast of it like you guys wanted. That's how I see it, right? They recasted him, but they just did it in a different way.
And I can tell you this now: if they would have recasted him, that actor would have gotten so much criticism and he didn't do this. He's not this. I'm just saying, who wants to go through that as an actor? But it's this way right here. I guarantee it'll be the easiest way.
I agree, 100%. Because now,
criticism.
Yeah,
but I see the new actor as illegitimate, and we're not talking about the actor from Black Panther 2. We're talking about in 7 years when they get a new guy to come in, right?
I don't give a shit about
I'm going to see that actor as like, or not the actor, but the character as, this ain't even really T'Challa. What are they trying to do here? Okay.
Yeah, but I think they got married. They just kept everything. She's in Haiti. He was over there. He knew.
What do you think I just said? I think
you're
you're talking
illegitimate. Illegitimate meaning your child. Not.
Oh no, not that the child will be illegitimate. I just mean like when I watch the movie and I see now a grown-up child. When I see that grown-up guy, hey, I'm T'Challa, and the movie's called Black Panther, and that's the start of the movie, I'm gonna say that's a fake T'Challa. Like I'll see him as illegitimate.
How about I guarantee they'll probably do a montage showing him training, all that kind of stuff. He ain't gonna need the black herb. I think it's already in his blood system. The heart-shaped herb. He ain't gonna need all that. I guarantee he's gonna start exhibiting powers.
Yeah, the same way I view M'Baku as a different character as T'Challa, I view this kid Toussaint as a different character than T'Challa. I call him by his Haitian name, Toussaint.
No, I feel you. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, and I think me and Donnie have the same point. Is like the way they did it, it makes sense. They did it like that, and I could see that they could continue with the T'Challa story, and it doesn't skip a beat. Yeah, it doesn't skip a beat. Same
With
story,
recasting.
same mantle, and everything.
If you want to pull from the comic books, there was a time when Killmonger was Black Panther, and he was on the Avengers. Nobody wants to see that. Because they said he can't come back from all the evil he did. But I'm like, they can do redemption. They do it all the time. But,
yeah. And I at first I was like, yeah, I don't think they could. But I said if they do a redemption arc where it's just not one movie, it's like, hey, look, he's good again, then no. But if they did it over a few movies like they did with Bucky, I'd be okay with that.
I'm okay with T'Challa. actual T'Challa.
Yeah, we know.
So there ain't no compromise in your mind, huh, Chill?
No, never compromising this.
I hear you, bro.
That was great. With that being said, guys, we are going to close it up. I'm gonna let Danny shout out his channel real quick. Danny.
Hey, Comic Chat's the name. You can find me on Chaos Central on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on one of the 3 shows that we have there. I thought I was gonna do Roundtable Day. I'm probably not. I might push it off to tomorrow or either Tuesday.
Just chill. Oh, I forgot to ask you before you go. Did you watch the Superman and Lois premiere?
No, it came out?
Yeah, it came out.
Shit. I'll watch that when I get off here. But I've been watching East New York. Show is fire. If you never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I've been watching Equalizer, and I've been watching Power, and I've been caught up with Bel Air. So I've been watching TV all day yesterday. What do you think Jeffrey doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know. If he's up to something, I don't know.
Pissed off at Phil, man.
Yeah. You watching Bel Air, Chill?
No, but I hear people talking about it.
Hey, it's good, Chill. It's good.
It's good.
It ain't nothing comedic about it like the original. It is straight up urban. I think Jeffrey and Phil are damn thugs. I
think Jeffrey is trying to find out some dirt on Phil for some reason. I don't know what it is, but maybe not. Maybe they might switch it. They maybe might making it look like he's looking for dirt, but he's not really looking for dirt. He's probably, I don't know.
Them damn looks he give him, man.
Like he's still upset about what happened, right?
Man, fuck you, man.
Yeah. If you guys ain't watching that, go watch the Bel Air. I know a lot of people said they had issues with it. Oh no, you don't need to do it, but it's really good, man. So
we'll get on my nerves this season.
A little bit, I can see that.
Like a little bitch. But anyway, man, y'all check that out. There's a lot of good shows on. Chill, you like Star Trek?
Sorry, man. Never got into that.
Bro, you need to watch Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds is good. Did you watch the final episode, Danny?
Yep.
What I was telling you about?
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
I don't know how much money they put into special effects, man, but that shit looked real. I mean, it looks like, damn.
Yeah, that shit was fire. I agree. Anything else, Danny, where you can find you? Anything else?
Tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me on Storms Live. I don't know what we're talking about, but come by and check us out.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the invite, man. We've been trying to do this thing since Thursday.
I know, right? Chill?
I got a Mandalorian live stream that I did yesterday. And if you go to my channel right now, the most recent video is quite topical. Right, Anzo?
Absolutely. We got a good debate over there. You guys should check that out because we did end up with the T'Challa stuff, and me and him had a nice little conversation about that. My son told me BMF is good too, Samuel. I haven't watched it yet. I am big
Black
for it.
Mafia family?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And I am big for it entertainment. Thank you guys for popping in. We had like 21 people at one point watching, so I do appreciate all of you once again. But at least hit the like button, show that you algorithm stuff, whatever, blah 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 blah. I don't usually say it enough because at some point it's like, well, whatever. If you like the video, you'll do it. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. We do it for fun. But I do appreciate everybody that comes and chills and hangs out with us, man. It's always fun. So with that being said, we will see you on the next one.
Peace.